876 stream. Bless up.
The World Cup of many surprises. It's a Sunday morning in Jamaica, but you certainly don't need your coffee to know what happened this morning. The result spoke for itself. A couple European teams in action today. Two past winners will be involved as well. All of this and more in this Now Streaming Qatar.
876 stream. Bless up.
So, from San Jose to Limón to Alajuelense, Costa Rica this morning is celebrating and jumping up and down in delight. Well, the exact opposite is going on in Yokohama, Tokyo, Sapporo, Niigata, and other places across Japan. From the highs of defeating the four-time winners to the lows of being clipped by Costa Rica. So much more in store for this Sunday. What a World Cup we've had so far, and it's only day 8. We're still in the group stages of the competition. Each team hasn't even played all of their games so far in this competition, and still so much more to come. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are across this globe. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. I'm Simon Preston. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to 876 Stream JA for all the latest content in relation to the greatest show on earth. We're also on Instagram, and that is 876 Stream, and on Twitter, Stream 876. Check out the latest news, updates, statistics on the tournament itself. This is your place to be. So do let us know your thoughts, and of course, hop in the comments as well. Let us know your thoughts. If you have questions for our panelists, question for me, your just general thoughts about the tournament as a whole, do give us your feedback about it. We would greatly appreciate it. The sun is out in Jamaica, and of course, teams in this tournament will be looking to shine brightly, just as the sun is at this point in time. Many teams, especially the European ones as well. But before we delve a little bit deeper into the matter, let us introduce one of our panelists for this morning. And we have none other than Joel Lee with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
That was a morning to wake up to.
Yeah, it really certainly was. Just the result alone, not just a performance, but just the result.
Just a result.
Yeah.
Because we were talking earlier about the fact that Costa Rica, one of the oldest teams that were there,
Right.
and now they pulled off a result against a team that pulled off the result against Germany. So now that group is wide open.
Absolutely.
I mean, forget what happened yesterday with Argentina. Now we're wide open. So should Germany win, that's like entire group of just 3 points.
Exactly.
An entire group of 3
Yeah,
points.
and makes things extremely compelling for that final day. Costa Rica certainly made some waves with that performance today. The first time they were keeping a clean sheet since 2014 when they took on the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. Keylor Navas, that's his third World Cup clean sheet, more than any other Costa Rican goalkeeper. Eric Lonis also kept one, and Luis Conejo won back in 1990 as well. So outstanding things from the Costa Rican perspective. And their first win at a World Cup itself since 2014 as well. Of course, getting the better of Greece in that round of 16, but their last group stage win, you could say, against the Italians in 2014 as well. So what a day for Costa Rica. What a day for CONCACAF. And can you believe it, folks? That was CONCACAF's first win at this tournament. The Mexicans, a draw and a loss. The United States, back-to-back draws. And of course, we know as well with Canada, they play later today, but they lost their opener to Belgium. So Costa Rica, CONCACAF's first win at this World Cup. Simply amazing, and certainly keeps them and their hopes alive of advancing towards the latter stages of the competition. At this point in time, what we're going to do is show a graphic in relation to what we have in store for the day as a whole. Of course, as you know, this is our pre-game show quite earlier. It was Japan against Costa Rica, and Costa Rica clipping Japan by 1-0. So they are up and running within this competition. Now, in relation to the Other matches that we have throughout the course of the day. Well, at 8 o'clock, it's Belgium against Morocco. At 11 o'clock, it's Croatia against Canada. And a match which a lot of Jamaicans will have vested interest in, Spain against Germany at 2 o'clock. And of course, that will be followed by our post-game show at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Quite a Super Sunday we have in store for us. A couple of European teams involved, CONCACAF again, and of course, 4-time winners Germany against 2010 winners Spain. Joelle, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Definitely that Spain versus Germany. Definitely that Spain versus. Yeah. However, Belgium, I'm hoping that they'll pull it together fully. But definitely Spain versus Germany. Yeah, quite
a compelling game that we have in store. We have a couple of inserts that we'd like to play for you quite shortly. But just to let you know a bit of information on the Japanese standpoint of things, they've never defeated a CONCACAF team at a World Cup. Of course, they took on Jamaica back in 1998, lost 2-1, and now losing 1-0 to Costa Rica as well. So not the best of records there where that is concerned. The Japanese, they play Spain in their last game, and Germany, they play Costa Rica in that last game. So all eyes will be on that as well. A repeat of the 2006 matchup. As mentioned, Morocco, they will be in action against Belgium. And at 11 o'clock, Canada against Croatia. And as Joel mentioned, the match of the day will certainly be the Spanish side against the Costa Ricans. So we look forward to that. And folks, as we said, let us know your thoughts in the comments as well. Your thoughts about the tournament, what you've seen so far. Is this the biggest upset of the tournament so far? Or is it the Saudi Arabians against the Argentines? Or is it Japan against Germany? What says Joelle?
Says Joelle.
Yeah. The surprise of the tournament so far. So a lot can change.
A lot can change. I think the surprise for me was Saudi against Argentina. Mm-hmm. Mainly because the discipline to keep that high line that kept Argentina at bay the entire game. It takes a lot. It takes a lot for a team to play that high line and to proceed with the high line throughout the game for an entire 90 minutes, almost without fault.
Yeah.
I think that game probably has most offsides of any game that we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm. It certainly has been, and certainly credit to the discipline of the Saudi Arabian outfit in that game in particular. We're going to touch a little bit on Belgium against Morocco. Of course, Joel, we're talking about the lineup from the Belgian side of things. No Lukaku, but he's on the bench. He's available, so that's a boost.
Yeah. Minutes, stand up there like a poster boy, get a goal.
You never know. It certainly could happen. And there we go. That's Romelu Lukaku available for selection. He missed the first game as he's coming back from injury. And you could see, I'm not sure if you saw the grimace on his face in the stands when Batshuayi had a lot of opportunities. And he was just possibly to himself, that could have been me.
So he almost reminded me of how animated Ronaldo gets on the bench when he comes off as well. And I'm just like, these people really, really need their team to perform. Because you don't see them, minus Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is animated on any bench.
Right.
But minus their team, their national team, they're not as animated on the bench for their clubs.
Right.
So when I saw it, I was just like, okay, we have something here. So he's injured, but he's still in the stands. He's cheering his team on, and he's ready to get back out there. Most times you don't fully see, like they come off of the field, they go and sit down, and they're just like, all right, my game's done. I'm back at home. Day at the office is done. But when you see the players in the stands or on the bench and they're that animated, you're just like, yes, we understand the fire. We know what you want. And again, with this World Cup being, we've said it many times. I've said it many times. Being one of the last, it may not be for Lukaku, but one of the last for a lot of players. You really want, it's something special, regardless of what results are, it's something special. So even with Argentina yesterday, regardless of whether Messi and Argentina, as they wanted, to score and win, it's something special because, again, this is, as Di Maria says, got the assist for Messi, his last international stint for Argentina. It is possibly Messi's last run for international Argentina. We're seeing a lot of last stints for a lot of players, and it's something special. Regardless of the results, we have to respect that.
Absolutely.
So with Lukaku on the bench, I'm hoping he gets his minutes. And I'm hoping Belgium pulls it together because, again, they have a really great side on paper.
On paper. And just to speak about that Belgian team in particular, their lineup is out. Thibaut Courtois, he keeps his place in net for the Belgian team, and they are going to continue with that back three that they've worked with under Roberto Martinez, with Meunier, Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen. In front of them, you of course, on the right, you're going to have Castagna, on the left, Thorgan Hazard. In the middle, Onana and Axel Witsel. And the front three of Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, and Michy Batshuayi. That is the 11 for the Belgian team. Joel, your thoughts about it? Not many changes to that first 11, but do you think they should have enough quality to overcome the Moroccans?
I mean, on paper, they have all the quality in the world.
Yeah.
But on the field, no, that's a different thing. So the quality on the field, even with the lineup, is something that you'd expect a lot of great things.
Right.
However, again, based on their last performance, it seems like they're still trying to find themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I remember saying it seems like 11 strangers trying to find themselves on the field. So they're passing the ball, and it's almost as if they don't know who they're passing the ball to know their capability of receiving the ball. And should they get that completely correct today, it's going to be a great game. Morocco, on the other hand, I mean, we've seen so many upsets this World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Upsets in the traditional sense of football.
Right.
That we can't rule them out. You never know.
Yes, certainly Morocco, they opened with that draw against the Croatians. And at the last World Cup, they actually drew with Spain as well in their last group stage game of the competition. So Morocco's last win at the World Cup, we have to go all the way back to 1998. That year rings a bell, doesn't it? Yes, of course, from the Jamaican angle of things. So Morocco, they defeated Scotland in their last group stage game back in 1998. That was the last time they actually won a game at a World Cup. Let's see what happens 24 years on. Belgium against Morocco, a lot of vested interest in this game as well, because a number of players on the Belgian team are of Moroccan heritage. So we'll see how things transpire, what the emotions will be like when the Belgian internationals who have Moroccan descent, how they'll react. Of course, there is a small Moroccan diaspora which is located within Belgium as well. So certainly an encounter that all will have keen and vested interest in as well. So let's look at the next game that we have within this group, and that is the Canadians. The Canadians are in action, and they take on Croatia, 2018 runners-up. A lot of eyes on them as well as it relates to CONCACAF. And your thoughts about Canada, how they started against Belgium, especially that first half an hour of that game.
So, as we said, you can't rule out any team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a lot of positives with that Canada game,
Mm-hmm.
Canada versus Belgium, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that they can continue and
Right.
go there. So, even with the Croatia, as we know, we do have players that we do know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like this is a World Cup of the upsets, as we've said before.
Mhm.
And Canada is just going to come up here, and they finished top of the group. I mean,
In qualifiers, yeah.
in qualifiers,
Yeah.
as we know. So they finished top of the group. We would have expected a little bit more from Belgium, but I
Mhm.
feel like they're gonna show up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming off the back of that CONCACAF win with Costa Rica,
Right.
maybe a little something for the CONCACAF nation out there. Maybe that could be our second win for this tournament.
Yeah, of course. And on the Croatian standpoint, you know they have the experience, the Luka Modric of this world, the Brozovic's and everyone else, the Perisic's. So they're coming in, and as you've always said and always said, you never know.
You never know.
You've always repeated that with these teams, you know.
Yeah, I mean, after what we've seen, after the upsets we've seen,
Right.
like you really never know. However, again, with the Croatian team, we're looking at possibly Luka's last
Mm-hmm.
World Cup as well.
Correct.
And, you know, they want to show up, they want to show out. But at the same time, do we really want to have teams that put everything on the backs of some of these players who are pretty much on their last run?
Mm-hmm.
And if that's where you're going, if that's where you're fashioning the team around, it may not work for you. Because, I mean, as much as they may not have the experience behind them, they have
Mhm.
some young legs coming out there. So in substitutions, you know, subs that can make the game.
Mm-hmm.
We have these young people coming out, and that's it.
Yeah, indeed. So, our producer will let us know quite shortly if an insert is ready. I would like to show in relation to the Canadian angle of things. He said he'll be ready quite shortly, so you guys can stay tuned for that. So just in a couple of minutes, we'll have that prepared in terms of that angle of things. And just to remind as well, we have the Spain clash to come up as well. Trust me, it's a special interview.
It's a game.
Yeah, indeed.
Waiting for that game. Waiting for that game.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see if Germany can actually answer to what they did against Japan.
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds good. So is it ready? Is it ready now? Okay, what we have for you right now that I know a lot of people will be quite interested in is the leaderboard. How are analysts and the stream team doing in terms of their predictions for matches? That would be interesting. We'd love to see that in particular. So right now, Alexi da Costa is leading the way. Congratulations, Alexi. You are on a roll with 19. Just to give a bit of feedback, guys. So if you get a correct prediction, so if I say Jamaica 2, Japan 1, and that actually happens, that's 3 points. But if I say Jamaica 3, Japan 0, I got the result right, but not necessarily the scoreline, that's 1 point. And if you don't get it right at all, that's 0 points. So Alexi is leading the way with 19. Yours truly, Simon, has 18. Jamal has 11. So those are the medal contenders at this point in time. Jeff has 9. Stefan Hausen, he has 7. And also Stephen Dabdoob as well also has 7 as well. Don't worry, I will be able to tell you guys where Joel is at this point in time. And I'm just going to take my time to show you exactly where Joel is in the standings. Joel, right now, is tied for 5th. Still a lot to go.
Still a lot to go.
Yeah, it's a long tournament ahead, but Joel has 3 points so far. Still can catch up, right?
I can catch up.
Yeah.
Be like Germany.
Be like Germany. Yeah. Tell me, how did that story come around between supporting Germany? Is it Neuer? Is it another player that stood out to you? Is it a family member that said support Germany?
To be fair, I really like to watch like good football. Really good football. And somewhere, this might be a very late following of a team, but the Brazil, when they played in Brazil, and the story behind the team, the story behind what they did in Brazil, where they went in and they went into the communities and they helped with the football in the communities and everything.
Right.
That team was a special team, and it showed in Brazil. It was a special team, and it showed in Brazil.
Yeah.
Have they been able to reciprocate that?
Yeah.
No. However, it was a very special team, and that was one of the reasons I liked it, because you don't normally hear those stories in World Cup where a team goes into the country, tries to understand the culture, and stays in the country for even if it's a week before to understand the culture.
Right.
So that was one of the things that really made me say, all right, I will edge Germany over good football. But it's still good football. It's an edge. They have an edge.
An edge over Jamaica and England?
An edge over anybody. But should Jamaica be in the World Cup and in the group, it's Jamaica all the way. We got that. We're repping that jersey.
Right.
We're still repping that jersey.
Even if it's Germany versus Jamaica?
Jamaica all the way.
Okay. Very nice. Patriots.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just like my friend, the president of the Brazil fan club, Conrad.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to be there if we're there.
Yeah.
We have our 2 teams. Jeff said it too.
Yes.
Espanol and Jamaica.
Yeah.
Espanol loses, but he still has Jamaica. I really don't know where he's going with that, because unfortunately I don't generally see Jamaica, depending on the group, passing through group stages just yet until they get everything together.
Yeah.
But it never hurts to have 2 teams. You'd have Jamaica and England.
That is true.
2 teams.
Yeah.
That's England true. C team.
England C team.
England C team.
No, that's not nice. That's not nice. C team?
That's true.
B
team.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's true. It's a reserve team.
Yeah. I mean, normally, Jeff, he would be up and around the area. Maybe he's a bit scared to face you this morning with the result.
I think so. I don't think he wants to eat that grass again.
Yeah.
Jeff,
that was the
where
bet.
are you? You don't want to eat the grass?
Yeah, because that was the bet. So if Spain wins today, what happens? No bet? You guys haven't made a bet.
I really wanted to do a shots challenge with Jeff.
Really?
So he wanted to do the Brazil. If Brazil lost, he'd eat the grass.
Oh.
And I'm saying
Shots of water, people. Yeah.
Or the Zero Heineken.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
Okay.
it is, no
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Right? We'll work with Qatar. We'll work with Qatar with this one. No alcohol, we'll keep that up.
Right.
However, I'm not really about the grass.
Okay.
So
Well, he can then.
we'll do the friendly shots of
Yeah.
water or the shots of juice challenge.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, sounds good. So what we're going to do right now before we get back into Spain and Germany discussion, we're going to have a special interview. Let me tell you guys something. This is exclusive to stream. This is exclusive. This man has not spoken to anybody since being removed as head coach of the Reggae Girls. This is the first time he's coming out publicly, and you're seeing it right here on 876 Stream JA. This is Hubert Busby, former Reggae Boy and former Reggae Girls head coach, speaking about the Canadian national team. Of course, he was born in Canada and, of course, worked with a number of players part of this program. I knows John Herdman quite well, so he gave a bit of breakdown on the Canadian team. So let's hear what he has to say and come back with more in our discussion. And for you, Coach, of course, you were born in Canada, of course, Jamaican heritage. You've worn the jersey for us, and of course, both as a player and as a coach. So, is there excitement on your end, a bit of patriotism as well for the land of your birth?
Yeah, look, I think, coming into it, I was very, very adamant that during the qualifiers, I was, Jamaica had to qualify first. And once Canada got in, those two was what I was hoping for. And more so, obviously, it's the land of my birth, but more so in terms of what it meant for football in the country. And I knew, obviously, with some of the players who come through that, and just having come through that system and to know, to be quite frank, to see a team that is probably more of a reflection of what Canada looks like and what Canada truly is, opposed to when I was coming through the system and a lot of players at my age. So I think, to see that and to see the diversity which they've embraced has been remarkable to see. And obviously, so I've followed them really well during qualifying. Wished them well qualifying, except when they played, obviously, Jamaica. And obviously, I wish that obviously we'd taken those games for sure as a former Reggae Boy. But outside of that, I think it's been incredible to see them not only do well, but I don't think anyone would have thought they would have topped the table at the start of the World Cup qualifying campaign.
Yeah. And for you, Coach, the growth of the team over the years, what have they done right to get where they are? Is it good administration, a good crop of players coming through, or a mixture of everything?
Yeah, I think that's it, right? I think nothing just happens within a vacuum. I think it's a collection of all different things that kind of amount to that. You see this term, generational talent. You see that obviously in terms of our region, the US. You see it now in terms of just the golden gen, as they say. Well, I think this group has a really good mixture. It actually one of the older groups has a good mixture of veteran players, and has obviously a good crop of young players as well. But in terms of grassroots football, I think the numbers are still high. So you've had a lot of these players come through that. But I think above everything else is that these players have been able to go, and a lot of them have created and come through the MLS academies, the development academies, and the ones who haven't went overseas early, and were developed, into structures. And it's not about being developed into European structures per se, but they're developed into structures where football was a primary focus. And so now you see these players who've done a great job of matriculating through their teams onto the first team, and they're playing in some pretty big clubs as well. And that obviously that confidence of you look at Jonathan David, who's playing at Lille and leading the French leading scorer and playing top competition week in and week out. That bodes well for confidence. Obviously, Davies is one of the best left backs in the world, left-sided players in the world, playing on one of the biggest clubs in the world. That bodes confidence. There's no more, that sort of fear factor when you go against adversaries, definitely within CONCACAF at least.
Yeah, and Coach, as you know, you wore the badge for Jamaica as well. How proud are you going to be see Canada take the field and see a couple of players of Jamaican heritage as well, the likes of Junior Hylett or Tajan Buchanan, Kyle Lauren, and others as well?
Yeah, look, I'll pull back the curtain a bit. I remember when former Reggae Boy Lord Barker had a conversation with Junior's dad years ago Obviously, we all know it was very close. Probably couldn't get the passport, and things work out. How close that is, we'll never know. But I know there was early discussions years ago in terms of what that is. But to see where Junior's come, just in terms of his career, great man, great family. Obviously, Kyle Lyron, obviously the same thing to see the way that he's come through. Cornelius. And Buchanan, who obviously ironically spent some time with, came through the same club, with one of our coaching staff at the same club. It wasn't the same time, but obviously Sanford Carabin. Brampton is a kind of a suburb of Toronto where a lot of these players have come through. So he's come through that club. And ironically, he spent some time with Coach Donaldson at his academy in Colorado. So, to see those players represent and by the way, as we all know, very proudly as well, carry that Jamaican badge and that heritage is great to see. And it's really unfortunate. Young Daniel Henry, it's not as young anymore, but Daniel Henry picked up a knock in the second to last game prior to heading to Qatar. That kind of ruled him out. So that was unfortunate for him. But another Yardie, as they said, coming through and very, very proud of the Jamaican.
Interview done with 876 Stream JA. Let me tell you folks something. This is the first time that Coach Busby has spoken publicly post his tenure as head coach of the Reggae Girls. The full interview will be posted at some point on the channel, but of course if you want to listen to it again, you just press the rewind button or you just go back a few minutes and you'll hear great insight. Thank you very much, Coach. I know you're watching, and it'll be great to catch up. We'd love to have you in studio as well one of these days, but do let us know your availability as well. I know you're working hard behind the scenes to ensure things fall into place, so thank you very much, Coach. And guess what? We're joined by Jev. Look who's here.
Hey.
He's here.
Espanol.
He was preparing for Spain and what he wanted to say on camera and everything of that nature. Good morning.
Morning, Simon. I was a little nervous, this morning.
Yeah, Spanish.
This much is
No, to be very honest, I was slightly nervous. I mean, you could see in the group I predicted a 4-2 win. A lot of persons are predicting otherwise. I lost even 2-1 Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, it was a heavy morning. A heavy night into the morning, and I just had to prepare my mind for the moment Spain cement themselves as favorites at this competition. I thank you.
How's your Spanish going?
Uno,
dos,
tres, cuatro. Cuatro y...
You have to count up to 7.
No, but may I tell the prediction? Cuatro, what does the hyphen mean? Cuatro, dos, cuatro a dos.
Cinco.
Dos. Yeah, 4-2.
It's
4-2.
Joel is actually funny because yesterday we did a Spanish quiz and he got 9 out of 10. Correct.
Yeah,
so
I know my team.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Well,
No.
a quiz on the team, the Spanish team, the Spanish team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come no,
Yeah.
Man, I got that one wrong.
Yeah.
Me, ¿cómo es? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, muy bien, gracias.
They teach Spanish at Casey?
Yeah, of course.
With the math.
It is, you learn up to a point. You decide when you stop learning.
Oh,
Spanish.
you decide when you stop.
Yeah. I mean, you can pick.
Facts.
You can pick if you want to do the subject going forward or not. I mean, it's advised that you do. How many people drop it? Like myself. I really wish I could do the whole second language thing.
As an Espanol person, you drop Spanish?
I dropped Spanish and took up La Liga, so it was okay.
Well said.
You got a little bit of Spanish.
Yeah.
You dropped Spanish for a little bit of Spanish.
That is it.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it paid off in New Jersey, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I knew the basics.
Yeah.
I was able to.
So we did talk about it a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We have a shake on this, but we may do a shots of water challenge after this.
Shots of water.
Yeah.
Shots of water challenge.
Okay. Lovely.
Right. So
we have that camaraderie going on.
Yeah.
Don't give me that look.
That's a good energy. But I just want to go on record that I've been right. For most of my
You're lucky you
takes.
never eat grass.
yeah.
We never done either grass.
Richarlison save you.
And I remember when I said Richarlison would be on the list for top goal scorer.
Richarlison save you.
Already gone to possibly the goal of the tournament.
Possible, yes.
And then again today, after Spain plays today, again cement themselves as favourites. And I told you guys from the first time here on the show to watch out for them. Remember me tell you, 4-2. Come right back here.
Yeah.
And remind me that I told you 4-2. Right. I thank you.
Well, the persons, you can follow 876 Stream on Instagram to see those predictions that Jeff was mentioning about. So do check it out and you'll see he's being truthful, he's being honest about everything that he has said thus far. When he's made both. Yes, that is right. Jamal, let us show Jeff the leaderboard.
Points because I missed a few matches. Like I didn't, send in my numbers for a few matches. But nevertheless, I'm up there.
Goal score.
Yeah, I'm there. I mean, if I was giving it all my 100%, then most definitely I would be at the top of the list. But
it's alright. We know that Spain get you 100%.
Yeah, but as you can see by the leaderboard, not far.
9. I was wrong. Yeah. It's 9.
I'm there.
Yeah.
There you go.
9 after missing 2 matches or something like that. 3 matches. Oh my God.
Not bad.
And Simon and Alexia and Tucker.
Yeah.
I think Tucker missed 2. Come on, guys. Come on.
So those
really
are
I try troubling.
Yeah, and Joel has 3, so she's catching up as well.
Osh, my friend. I know you're fault. 3?
Yeah.
For Tress. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but if the scoreline is right today, you can move to 6.
And depending on that 3 points could be what Germany gets today.
No, we're definitely getting it. Bro, I'm telling you, I've been saying it. I'm sounding like a broken record. It is a midfield World Cup.
You
right?
are a broken record.
And España has one of the most potent, most youthful, most experienced. We're youthful and experienced, That's the beauty of this España team.
You don't find that combination very often.
Exactly.
You don't.
These teenagers, Gavi, Pedri, Busquets around. These teenagers with the nice look elder statesman, and just raw talent. Ferran, I think Ferran is with Luis Enrique's daughter or something like that. The family. The family.
The family. Synergy chemistry.
So while you're acting and you're talking about the youthful one, how do you feel about Costa Rica's win, right?
Costa Rica's
win against Japan this morning.
Wow.
While we're talking about youthful, let's talk about the
because that group is now wide open.
I know, right?
I don't want to say ancient, but the older people.
Japan disappoint me.
Absolutely.
Big time. But big up Costa Rica. That could easily have been Jamaica. So I'm taking that win for us.
Yeah.
Taking that win for us.
That's 2
Reggae
wins.
boys just got that win.
Yeah.
I mean, we not claim the loss.
2 teams next World Cup. We'll all have 2 teams next
Most
World Cup.
definitely.
Big up Keshore Fuller, born in Limon, Costa Rica, to Jamaican grandparents. Big up your grandparents who went to Panama, built the canal, and decided to go west and settle in Costa Rica. So
yes, I don't know what them people are grandparents. So.
Yeah, we certainly have a large Costa Rican community, so that's the reason why they settled there. So persons with those surnames, Brown, Williams, Fuller, they settle in those sorts of areas, so that's the reason. So when you say Joel Campbell, Campbell, Costa Rica,
logically.
Yeah. So Jamaicans are everywhere, what can we say?
No, for check the date, cause again, remember history class up on Wednesday. So.
Yeah, I fully understand what you mean. Guys, we know we just have a few minutes left. I just wanted to go from the predictions for the day. Jeff, let me start with you. Belgium, Morocco.
Hey man, I think we have one nil. Let me just go through my just to make sure 7 at it up. Kind of someday
Hakim
it might
Ziyech, Roman
Where are you going with, the head or the heart? It make a big difference now, right?
Yeah, because that's important.
Because the way I get one show me after the car, watch it. We have 2-0 Japan. 2-0 Japan they have,
Really?
That boss.
Japan really disappointing.
Really disappointing. I can't believe the man them let me down. Nihao, Kyle and
I don't think anybody predicted the Costa Rica win, to be fair.
But again, we have 2-0 Belgium.
Yeah.
We have a draw between Croatia and Canada.
Okay.
1-1.
Right.
And then, like I said, 4-2 España.
4-2
over
España.
the Germans, snitching snipers, snickerdoodles.
Interesting. And just to let people know as well, if Spain wins today, Germany are not out. They would still have a chance on the final day. But of course, a Germany win makes everything open in terms of the points.
Yeah.
Each team will have 3 points.
Should Germany win? It's 3-3-3-3.
Exactly. All to play for in the
All
last
down to the last one.
I know, right? I don't want that. I don't think this
No,
team...
you may not want that.
I
But
think-
I want that.
No, I'm really not sure we are ready for pressure. I'm also at the same point, while we're going to cement ourselves as favorites, I partially don't want us to, because then once you cement as favorites, and the target is now on our backs, you know, we're literally just slipping into the league, you know. I keep saying league. We're slipping into the competition, you know. And like, when everybody was saying favorites, Argentina, the Brazil, the France, no one was saying Spain except Jeff journalists from Stream.
Yes, you have their entire back on you.
Right.
You carry them for Jamaica.
I am the wagon. What's Spanish for wagon? Wagon, yeah. I am the wagon.
El coche del...
You know?
No, you can't be a wagon. You know, so Jamaican just jump on wagon and you can't be a wagon.
No, them not. Everybody got to stay
What
to
you're trying to say
Brazil.
about yourself? You just jump on the wagon for this World Cup?
No, I am the wagon. What you call it? The fan club leader. I'm Spain
Okay,
wagon
so
fan club
Conrad is the
leader.
president of the Brazil fan club. So Jeff is the president of the Spaniel
fan club of Jamaica. All right.
You heard it here first. You can join our group by following our Instagram page. At it's 876 Dream.
Right.
At Instagram.com.
I love how you put the page for Spaniel.
Okay.
That is it.
Jeff and Joel, all the best today. All the best to your
4-2.
teams.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a great day.
Are you not going to take the spoils or we're sharing the spoils? You're not taking the spoils.
There's no way we're drawing this.
Did
you see our
This
team?
match won't be a draw.
It won't be a draw, Simon.
Okay.
It
Interesting.
won't be. I'm happy to be wrong.
You eating grass today?
I don't know if I can go that far.
So we're doing the shots of water.
Yeah, me just chug like a whole bottle of water.
We're doing the shots of water, no grass.
Two liter. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
I'm see now. If we lose,
Yes.
because it's either gonna be a winner or a loss. There's no middle ground. Oh God, we're probably gonna embarrass Germany today. Well, if we lose,
Germany embarrassed Brazil.
if we lose, I'll
Right there.
chug a bottle of water. I don't know. That sound too easy. Producer, how much we do if we lose?
Yeah.
I still think you can eat grass.
Eat the grass?
Eat the grass.
Yeah. Just one blade.
Me eat a blade of grass. I mean,
Just a blade.
it's not so serious. Cause not happen.
No, not at all.
You work with it.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in and join us for the post-game show at 4 o'clock. Until then, bye-bye for now.
876 Dream. Bless up.